Mark from Ziffity Digital, and welcome to our podcast channel, Ziffity Quick Chat. The topic for today is the importance of a dedicated support team for UK online retailers operating in Magento. So maintaining an e-commerce store and keeping it technically up to date is always an ongoing process. Any online store, irrespective of its size, should be revisited, examined, and upgraded consistently to stay on top. I recently interacted with a Magento customer who wanted us to support their Magento 2 store and take care of their modules on an ongoing basis. And they were upfront with what was important to them and what they needed on a monthly and annual basis. This is just one of many stories, but there are several reasons to use a dedicated Magento team for this kind of work. In this podcast, though, I've listed 5 main reasons why partnering with a Magento support team can be good for your business. Reason number 1, trend-driven challenges. So no one expected a pandemic like COVID-19 to disrupt the entire global economy and accelerate online buying adoption. The UK e-commerce market is of course no exception to this. E-commerce sales remained solid throughout all of 2020 as consumers continued to shop online even when restrictions eased over the summer months. And new data from the IMRG states that online sales grew by 36% in 2020. Despite the UK going through lockdowns and whatnot, the current online shopping trend is most likely to continue. Now, to make the most out of consumers' intent to buy online, your technical strength needs to be the best in shape. Reason number 2, consumer-driven challenges. So consumer activism is taking centre stage in the UK. Apart from expectations in the online shopping experience, consumers are now becoming increasingly aware of socially responsible acts, from green manufacturing to fair wages paid to factory workers. Consumers are demanding more from a brand than just a product that meets their needs. Here are some of the statistics that hint at the UK's consumer activism. Sustainable and ethical sourcing is a concern to the modern food shopper, with 85% stating it's important or somewhat important for supermarkets to source their products ethically. 74% of British consumers say brands should take responsibility for the practices that their suppliers engage in when manufacturing their products. And half of UK consumers say that they'd pay more for a product if it avoids plastic packaging. And 60% of UK consumers said that they'd pay more for clothing if they could be assured that factory workers were paid a living wage. So this activism is largely driven by millennials and Generation Zers who are demanding that their voices be heard, but retailers will feel pressure to ensure the well-being and economic practices of their supply chains, as well as making them more transparent for consumers. So as an e-commerce brand, you now have the added responsibility to stay transparent, friendly, and the list goes on. This means, though, that you have to take time out of your existing focus areas. So leaving your support and maintenance to an official Magento partner will certainly help with that. Reason 3 is region-specific or more politically inflicted challenges. So according to a markets and research report, B2C e-commerce in 2019 for the UK and the EU, which already accounts for 19% of total retail in the UK, will see a boost as a result of Brexit. Now, weaker demand for non-food items as a result of worries over the outcome of Brexit from consumers hit store-based retail much more severely than it did e-commerce. By 2023, more than 1/4 of the UK's overall retail sales is expected to be online. As we discussed in reason 1, your technical strength needs to be in the best shape possible, which can happen if you partner with a Magento support team. Reason 4, time-sensitive challenges. So with Magento ending support for version 1X, customers is one of the major concerns for online retail, as it puts your e-commerce store in jeopardy in just so many ways. To mention a couple though, PCI compliance. when an e-commerce store continues to use a platform that is no longer supported by its vendor, in this case Magento, it actually violates PCI security standards, is also vulnerable to security attacks, and may not get the support from the Magento community. Also, a Magento agency bottleneck. So the rush hour is almost here. If you postpone your decision to migrate, you might join the long list of e-commerce brands waiting for a Magento development agency to take up the project. Apart from the issues I've mentioned, your store will miss out on new functionalities, the latest innovation from the platform, and face security concerns and vulnerabilities. Competitors who already have their Magento stores migrated clearly have an advantage, so to make sure that your store is capable of leveraging the very best from Magento, sign up with a Magento support maintenance team. Lastly, reason 5, security vulnerabilities. So the year 2020 witnessed one of the biggest security breaches in e-commerce stores, with more than 2,000 online Magento stores hacked. Security researchers have described it as the largest campaign ever. The attacks were a typical mage cart scheme where hackers breached sites and planted malicious scripts inside the store's source code. This then logged payment card details that shoppers entered into the checkout forms. Not good at all. One Sansec executive said that most of the compromised sites were running version 1x of the Magento online store software, which reached end of life in June 2020. It's also not receiving any more security updates. Now, ironically, attacks against sites running the now deprecated Magento 1x software were anticipated since last year, when Adobe, who of course owns Magento, issued the first alerts in November 2019. They warned store owners to update to the 2x version, giving plenty of notice. Now, preventing hackers from stealing user data or any other kind of data is only possible if your store security is up to date. Magento never misses out on providing security upgrades with each release, and these also come with other performing enhancing features. In conclusion though, on the experience front, successful brands and retailers in the next 5 years are going to be those that can provide shoppers with a personalized and engaging shopping experience, along with transparency into their supply chains and sustainability practices. As the owner of an e-commerce business in the UK, you now have to focus on several departments that are part of your online business engine. Do it all at once and to keep doing it relentlessly to ensure success. And if you become overwhelmed by too many areas that need focus, or feel a few departments like sales, marketing, fulfillment might need your undivided attention all at the same time, the best areas to outsource are the technical and support maintenance areas. So on the technical front though, to overcome issues like the PCI compliance, cyber attacks, or to leverage the latest upgrades from Magento, it is much better to sign up with a dedicated Magento maintenance partner to assist with this. So if you are an e-commerce retailer in the UK looking for a reliable Magento partner to take care of your maintenance responsibilities, Ziffity can help. Feel free to email me on mark.payne@ziffity.com, or you can call me directly on 0208 077 5178 to get in touch and discuss strategies that can future-proof your online business. Now, I hope that today you found the podcast helpful, but do let me know your thoughts, and I'll be in touch again very soon with more helpful insights. Appreciate your time, and thank you very much.